And I'm truly sorry. you know, and remember, you gotta keep straight in. Yes.
Yes, you did. I gave it to him when he came in. Me and I give it back to you. But then what do I do? Forget to bring it. Bless you. Give it back because I had them.
I need to make more copies of that and more copies of War and Peace.
Oh.
Signings over there. Sir, if you're here for a case, if you would sign in next to your case, thank you. Everybody ready? Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Village of Biscayne Park Code Compliance Board meeting for Wednesday, July 27th. If we could have roll call, please.
Kenny Anderson,
Here.
Rodolfo Barrientos. Dale Blanton.
Yeah.
Linda Dillon,
Here.
all present.
Good evening, everyone. This is a meeting of the Village of Biscayne Park Code Compliance Board. The board is authorized pursuant to Chapter 14 of the Village's Land Development Code to ensure compliance with the village's Code of Ordinances. The members of the board are citizens and residents of the Village of Biscayne Park. We volunteer our time and we are not paid for our services. The purpose of each hearing is to give any alleged violators the opportunity to contest the decision of the code compliance officer, which resulted in the issuance of a notice of violation, and to determine whether a violation of the village's code has occurred or is occurring. We are not authorized to dismiss violations based on hardships, ignorance, or the fact that others may be guilty of the same violation. These hearings are conducted in a quasi-judicial manner. Our responsibility is to act much like a judge in a court, and that is to hear cases presented by the village's code compliance officers and to hear contradictory arguments presented by the alleged violators. We are not authorized to change the codes. The Village Commission is solely authorized to enact or revise codes. Conversely, neither the commission nor the village manager have the authority to overrule the findings of the board. Pursuant to Chapter 162 of the Florida statutes, orders of the board can only be appealed to the Circuit Court of Miami-Dade County. We have the authority to address and order the payment of civil penalties, to issue orders having the force of law, to command whatever steps are necessary to bring a violation into compliance, and to assess administrative costs. In order to make a finding upholding the code compliance officer's decision, we must find that there is substantial, competent evidence that the named violator was responsible for a violation of the relevant section of the code as charged. All participants are expected to conduct themselves in a civil and respectful manner. There shall be no comments made from the audience during the proceeding. If there is a disturbance or disorderly conduct during the meeting, the participants in the disturbance may be ordered to clear the room. The hearing will proceed in the order of the docket. The village will first present its case, and the board may request clarifications to fully understand the case. When you address the board, please state your name, your relationship to the property, whether or not you're contesting the violation, in which case you will then have the opportunity to present your case. All documentary evidence presented by the parties must be submitted for placement in the hearing file. No documentary evidence will be considered unless the alleged violator or code compliance officer submits a copy for the hearing file. Each party shall have the right to call and examine witnesses, to introduce exhibits, to cross-examine opposing witnesses on any matter relevant to the issues, even though that matter was not covered in the direct examination, to impeach any witness regardless of which party first called them to testify, and to rebut the evidence against them. If you intend to address the board and have not signed in, please do so. Anyone wishing to address the board, please stand, raise your right hand so you may be sworn in. You are reminded that this board is a quasi-judicial board and giving false testimony can be penalized. So if all of you, please, who are giving testimony, wouldn't mind standing and raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of the law? Thank you. Please be seated. Any additions, deletions, or withdrawals?
No, there's one that they will not, they sent me an email that will not be attested. They just had a baby yesterday. So, but we'll hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we do have the one addition.
Yeah, yes, that would be. Is Mr. Charles Allen?
Hello.
Okay, this is under 7.5,
Fine mitigation.
yeah, fine mitigation, the last one.
We had the separate packet. It was the carport.
7. Seven five.
This was the one that was in the separate envelope,
That's
With-
okay. You're in video.
the gentleman with the carport.
We can go ahead. I've looked at it earlier. It's fine.
And I apologize, I got to set on myself. I didn't do the minutes. We'll do those next.
Okay, so technically it's 7-5 on the agenda. Case number EN 200712 for carport, no permit. Address number is 10927 Northeast 8th Avenue. A property owner, Charles Bryan and Michelle Miriam Allen. And this is ongoing from I believe it's 11/30 of 2020, and well, ultimately, the violation has been corrected. The carport had been removed.
From what I see in the backup, the gentleman made a good faith effort right from the beginning. He paid his fine. He jumped through the various hoops and loops in an attempt to get a permit or get a variance. Then you got caught up, sir, in there'll be an amnesty program, there won't be an amnesty program for older situations. So at this point, am I correct? What you're asking for is mitigation of the daily fine.
Yes, correct.
Yes, and I see the recommendations from the village and all, and from P and Z was to, for approximately 68 days, to mitigate it down to 68 days. And I see there was already a fine paid, initial fine paid of the $50. And then all the necessary steps, it's like we have a resident who was caught up with the village, trying to figure out what needed
to
to
do.
be done.
Honestly, I'm to the point where I know that in the backup, it sort of says we can do this, we can do. I'm comfortable personally mitigating the entire amount of daily fine. I think he got caught up in a lot of stuff going on that made it difficult for him to finalize what was happening,
Mhm.
especially the amnesty program that didn't happen. And he did come into compliance. My feeling is he's paid the basic fine. I would be willing to mitigate the entire daily and let it go.
Janie, I'm of the same agreement, mainly after going through all of it and looking at documentation, the
There's no
resident.
point to pile on.
No, the resident. I'll make, if there's any other discussion, I'd like to make a motion.
I'm sorry, Rodolfo, can you speak directly? Yeah, exactly. He's done everything that we asked of him.
Well, with that, if there's nothing else, I'll make a motion to dismiss the case, having the resident having paid an initial fine of $50 and worked with the village and persevered, and it's come to a successful resolution.
I'll second it.
So I have a motion and a second to dismiss the case and alleviate all daily fines. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And good luck on your new home. Motion passes 4-0.
Okay, we're gonna start.
I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. I totally apologize. Has everyone had the chance to read the minutes?
No, I was unable
Table
to
the minutes for
download them.
next month?
Yes.
Okay, table the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Table for next month.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with agenda 5. All business 11221. 11223 Northeast Ninth Court. Is Mr. Gustavo Fonseca here? Mr. Fonseca? To
That's a problem because we really
Yeah,
need them here.
right.
And that was the point.
Could we move forward with new business and then
And
at the end?
that's a good idea. And then revisit it in case they do come.
Right.
And then we can make a decision later. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, so we will just move this aside and conduct the next case.
Okay, under new business, yeah, 631 Northeast 144th Street. Mr. Siam Debaldo and Rumpira Devi.
Are they present?
No.
May I ask, weren't we going to go in, with those
Oh,
people
who's
present?
here?
according
Thank you.
to
We want to do who's
How they
here.
signed
Right,
in on,
right. Thank you, Dale.
they
Okay.
signed in next to
You
their
got it. All right. so
address, right?
No problem. So what I'm gonna do is start reading, going by the list, but start reading,
You Folks are here.
addresses, and because we want to get you guys that are here.
Get the sign-in sheet.
We could do that.
That's the easier way. That's why we did that. Excuse us. We're getting-
Somewhat of a new
we're getting ahead of
process. We just
ourselves.
wanted to catch y'all who are here so that you don't have to stay through the entirety unless you want to.
Done?
That's why we. That's why it's important to sign the agenda. That way you know.
So we're gonna go now by signing sheets. So on agenda item 6. L, 11221 Northeast 11th Place, Mr. Candelario. Okay. Okay, this will be case number EN 220539. 11221 Northeast 11th Street. Mr. Kenny Candelario is for a dirty roof of. The violation was observed on February 19th, 2022. A notice of violation was issued. I had spoken with Mr. Candelario, and his roof, which has issues, is still on mitigation from other prior storms. So he provided, I provided certain letters from him stating that he's still going through I guess,
But the last
process.
letters we have is January. It's now 7 months later.
Right. Exactly. So he's here to speak, I guess.
I mean, I have to admit, sir, I have a concern. I understand insurance companies move at their own pace. But this is January.
Okay.
And it's now almost August.
I understand that. I've been dealing with the same issue.
I apologize, sir, because you're tall. If you would put that up. Thank
So
you.
I understand that the letter is from January. I've been dealing with this issue personally since 2020, late 2020. So I understand the issue with insurance companies being very slow. If you need a letter providing or stating that I'm still working on the process, I could provide that. I could provide that this weekend if you want, or next weekend from the mitigation company.
So in other words, you're saying, sir, they don't want you to touch the roof
Correct.
until,
Until the insurance process is over. Luckily, we're nearing the end. We're already in the final negotiating steps. So we're looking at hopefully by September, we're to getting the roof repaired and then ultimately cleaned once that happens.
you said December, sir?
September.
September, sorry. Thank you. Shall we table till September?
I was gonna make that motion because I had made notes.
Would that work
also.
for you, sir? We'll table this until December and ask that you please.
September.
December.
September, I'm sorry, September. We'll table it till September and ask that you please come back at the September meeting and give us an update.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Is that okay?
Well, an update as well as bringing in a letter or something
From the insurance company.
If-
That I'd actually like to see.
If you are unable to go ahead and apply for a permit or rectify the situation. Either you're rectifying the situation and have a permit, or you bring in some type of documentation.
From your
from
insurance company at September's meeting. Ibrahim, can you make
Yes.
sure he's on
Sure.
the September meeting?
Okay.
So we're tabling it, sir, for the moment. I have a motion and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It will be tabled till September. We'll ask that you please come back at September's meeting, either giving us the progress that you're able to apply for your permit or an updated letter from the insurance company.
Sounds good.
All right, sir? Thank you.
Um,
Change. Me.
From now on, skip the signage.
Yes.
Then
exactly, you're right.
then it works much simpler.
Okay, 1105. Okay, Mr. Pedraza, William Pedraza,
That-
What number?
that will be a 6H roof with tarp.
Cited him for. the
It's an
turf
old case. This is, yes,
Since October of 20.
yes, this is an old case. So, okay, let me just read it. EN 20-0526, a property address 1105 Northeast 119th Street, a property owner William Pedraza. This violation was opened in October 20th of 2020. And this is for a roof tarp on roof. And well, that tarp has been removed, but I think it's still a lot of
No, the tarp was removed within when I spoke to you, because
Yes.
when I got that notice, I didn't know anything about that.
right, we spoke.
So I came over to the main office and I spoke, and I had removed it right away to take care of that. And so I'm actually kind of shocked that I received the notice for the tarp right now. Because also like in June, I went over to your office and I asked to make sure that everything was taken care of, if I had any outstanding costs and all that, and I had a receipts here. And that's why when I received this, I didn't know that either I still had owed like the $25 for the permit, or so.
Well, that's $25 for the P and Z, I believe, no?
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was like, when I received this, I was like, wow, that's a long time ago. I took care of the problem right away. So I'm here basically kind of,
Tarp's been up, the tarp was put up
yeah, but
approximately 2 years ago.
yeah, but no, but it's been gone 2 years ago. The tarp is not, it's been clean. It was taken off within a week after I received the notice. When I got that, I needed to do something with the tarp. I took that tarp 2 years off ago. That tarp has not been
Still
there.
up there in 2020.
So, if I'll be happy to pay, if I have to pay the $25.
What's the status with the roof, sir?
Say that again, please.
The status with the roof?
Right now, actually, I filed with the city and I have a permit, and they finally are getting with the same thing with the insurance. They're supposed to start this week, and because of the rain,
You have a permit from the city?
Yeah,
I believe so.
yes, I honestly didn't bring it, but I have
Okay, so you haven't seen it yet.
No, I didn't look at it. I didn't look for that. So I'm
Right, you
taking
have
his
no
word
reason to
for it.
look for it.
But I can, I can
yeah, because
easily confirm it.
Janie, I mean, basically, whether he wasn't cited for needing
Roof
a
anyway.
roof, it was about a tarp.
yeah, the
So,
tarp
and
is
this
the
is an
issue.
old issue, and I'd go by the residents saying that it was removed within a week, seeing as how we have no updated
No
information.
update.
No, That's a picture from 2020.
Yeah.
Was it tarp
Mhm.
store?
No, in
Yeah,
2020.
see, unfortunately, we don't have any recent pictures.
Yeah, I mean,
It was cited no in 2020.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
No, but there, this is not a current issue.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
The reason we brought it up because it was still an open.
Yes, it was an open case.
no.
I'd like to,
It's unfortunate we don't have recent pictures.
right, I'd like to make them,
On this, yes, I agree.
But
right, I'd like to make a motion that we, that the resident came into compliance and dismiss the case.
I'll second.
And, all right, yes,
All in favor?
aye.
All right.
Motion is second, 4-0 to dismiss the case.
thank you very much.
Okay, so you said you do have a permit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was by there today and so it does have a big section that has no tile.
Right.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Yes, you can always look and then go by, and if not, that's where you'd start your process all over if there isn't one.
case number 6. J 10735 Griffin Boulevard. 6J.
Jay.
Towel work.
Okay, case number EN 210163. Property address 10735 Griffin Boulevard. This is for tile work without permit. The property owner is Valerie Ann Charlotte VA. This case was observed on February 10th, 2021. And so the reason I went there was a lot of work being done. And the building official had told me that they needed permits for the tile, because I saw tile work.
Mhm.
And tile work technically, unless it requires plumbing and electrical, doesn't require a permit. But by his words, he says, because it was a large work to issue a notice of violation.
And I
It-
bring you from the insurance and the picture with the mold and everything.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just gonna say that and then you. Okay. So now, when I spoke with the property owner, he stated that he was actually told by the same
That's
building
what I was gonna
official.
say. We look like we have some contradictory.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. So he was told by the same building official that permits were not required. So again, I issued the notice of violation on his words, and I'm not gonna say that, he's not, the property owner is not correct. If you knew Skip, that was very,
Yeah, that,
There's a new
it
one.
should
was-
say yes, right. Yeah, exactly. Skip, we have one piece of information here. I have no reason to doubt the property owner
right.
saying something different. Can we table this to ask the current building official? Would that be appropriate?
Do you say you had something with you?
Yes, I bring you from the insurance. We have mold. Sorry. We have mold inside the floor that we have, and the insurance came, and we have all the picture. We saw the mold, and we remove the mold from the living room, and we put the tile.
So if you guys want to look at it. This is mold mitigation.
But this is inside.
Right.
So that's not an issue.
No,
Yeah,
the
the ins-
outside is the issue,
Right,
not the
inside's not the
inside.
issue, sir. Inside is not an issue at all.
So, okay, so what they said is, well, you guys decide.
I, It's very uncomfortable to have two different, very contradictory opinions, and thinking back, I can understand how that would have happened. So
I can too. But where's the tile being placed? I mean, I'm
looks like,
seeing,
is it a patio, sir?
No, it's
Front
inside.
steps.
that's what I thought.
Totally inside?
The first picture you're looking at is it being partially removed. It's a wooden floor and it's partially
In
removed.
which case inside, that would, I apologize. I'm thinking that the pictures we have
Outside
show
the steps.
outside, but that's simply where it's being stored.
Yes, where it's being stored, exactly.
Okay,
What is
Yep.
that? Is that inside or outside?
yeah, that looks like inside.
That's inside.
Inside?
The house is rather open. I mean, not open. It's got all
Yep.
glass in the front right there.
I have never heard of a required full permit for
Inside.
inside your house.
No,
Ever.
not for.
And that's
tile work.
44 years of a lot of permits, and I've never heard of them.
Would you like to make, oh, here, I'll make a motion to dismiss, given the testimony
I'll
of
second.
the resident and the fact that it's the pictures and the documentation he brought in. This is the reason I would make a motion to dismiss.
And I would second, all in favor?
Aye.
Sir, do you by any chance have other copies of what you've given? See, unfortunately, that has to now become part of the record. Can we have that? You're sure?
Okay,
'Cause
so I'm gonna add
that's
it
why I
to
want to
this.
discuss something when we talk later, because this now has to be part of the record. You can't give it back to them. So you're sure? You're okay with that? All right.
All in agreement?
All in favor? Aye?
Right.
It's dismissed. I'm so sorry, sir.
No, no.
Thank you for your patience. Okay, we have a motion, a second, 4-0 to dismiss.
Okay, this would be case 6. I 1112 Northeast 117th Street. EN 220531. Okay, perfect. Yes, there's a letter just stating that she has the power to speak on the property owner's
Oh,
behalf.
that's nice. Thank you, ma'am.
I came to represent Mr. Muselier, but actually, I
The
didn't know
microphone
that the
down.
contractor was going to be here.
Excuse me.
Ma'am, if you would pull the microphone toward you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm here to appear for Dr. Muselier because she was working, she couldn't show up. But I realized that we have the contractor here, the wife of the contractor is here. So I don't know if she wanted to talk about what is going on.
Okay, let me read the case and then you get to talk.
Okay,
So EN 220531 is property address 1112 Northeast 117th Street. Property owner Maria A. Muselier as for a dumpster on the property without permits. They were doing roofing and they have put a dumpster, of course. So permits, now issued the notice of violation on April the 12th. And the dumpster permit was obtained on the 14th.
Right, and so they paid a double
Yes.
permit fee?
Okay. I would, if they paid the permit fee, everything is,
Basically
Yep.
done.
I would vote to close the
Yeah.
motion to close the plate.
I'll make a
I don't think
motion.
They paid the double permit fee.
Hmm?
Did they pay the double permit fee?
It says right here, dumps for permit
Yeah,
obtained.
it says
4/14.
permit obtained for 14.
That doesn't mean it was a double fee. It just
Well,
says a permit was obtained.
That's
That's-
the city.
That's the
That's
city.
the
I mean,
Great of
because
you.
it would warrant a double one at the time.
That would
There's
be up to
Yeah.
the
citation
building.
out there,
Building.
but that's for building. I would like to make a motion that there was a violation that occurred on case number EEN 22-531, that it's come into compliance and a permit has been obtained. Allegedly, it with the well, no, and a permit has been obtained, dismiss the case.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
If you wanted to talk, but I thought maybe it might be best not to.
I don't think that she feels good in her throat. Thank you.
Okay.
So I guess that's one thing we can discuss afterwards, because the village needs to make sure they're,
We've had this
Issuing
issue
double
before,
permit
but that's
fees.
on them.
that's on
That,
them.
You know,
Exactly.
we can't extract another punishment because they didn't do the right thing.
Okay, we gotta see, 9001 Northeast 121st Street, Mark Seaver.
Oh, what
120.
number is that?
That's is case number, is nine.
910, 121st. Okay.
Three or four, which one are we doing?
The one at a time.
It's D.
Yes, it's D 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and I also added extra pictures
Right.
to the packet. That technically mostly on the rear end. On the three.
This-
One, right?
Yeah, there's 4 of them. This should start with number 1.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. That's the one I updated.
Okay, case number EN 220520 on agenda item 6D1. So this property address 910 Northeast 121st Street. Property owner Mark Seaver is for the violations was observed on 7/01/2022. This one is for maintaining unpermitted inefficiency.
Mike,
Hey,
I'm sorry.
no, well, just the tenant allowed me to go in and see what was there. And they had been operating an efficiency for approximately 5 years, an additional one. So the 2 they already have in on the property.
So that makes it 3 living units in an
Yes.
area that's zoned for 2.
Yes.
Had any permits been pulled?
No.
First question would be though, Efrain, okay, we have the first citation, maintaining unpermitted efficiency. Then you broke out 2 pieces, the closing off with the drywall and the bathroom. But wouldn't those 2 be under the umbrella of the unpermitted efficiency and one?
Well, the permit, the first one is mostly of maintaining an unpermitted efficiency at all. And then I believe throughout, we've gone through that, we put individual notice violations for each individual thing, with. That's why I've done it that way.
Got it. Makes,
I was looking at it that this was one thing, and then the fact that it was the other.
the work to
the
close
other
it
ones
off was
were-
number
One is
2.
closing it
and
off.
the Bathroom is number
Mhm.
3. Okay.
And the bathroom
Right.
is another whole thing.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
So you actually you went in, and a visual through
Yes.
the efficiency
Well,
or
yes,
through the,
Through the efficiency.
and the efficiency has a separate outside entrance?
Yes.
And was that already an existing door that you know of, or was that also cut in?
I'm not gonna say, because I really didn't look into the permitting, but it looks like something that was put in, after the fact.
Okay, but that's not what's,
No.
we don't have that
No, we don't.
cited for, all right.
So we're first dealing strictly with the overall, we have an unpermitted, non-CO'd
Yes,
efficiency.
exactly.
And now, could you tell by being in there, electric, plumbing, structural?
Well, being
What
that
do
they
you
have
feel was
an
done?
efficiency, so technically, an efficiency has not only a separate entrance,
Mhm.
but also, they didn't have a kitchen per se, they just had a little cooking area.
That
but
you can
the bath-
see in
yes,
one of
but
the
I can see,
pictures,
right,
yeah.
but the
you can see
bathroom
that.
was definitely in question.
So we're dealing with plumbing, certainly plumbing and structural. We don't know electrical, but we're certainly dealing with plumbing and structural.
Yes.
Other questions?
Nope.
Rodolfo, any other questions on this first citation?
No, not really. It's kind of foggy as far
All
as
right,
the pictures.
sir. Yeah, I'm not, make sure your mic is on, sir.
That is on.
Is it on? Okay.
Just talk, just
Yeah,
talk right
there you
into
go.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My name is Mark Seaver, okay? That building, 910 Northeast 121st Street, I have owned that building since 1985. The way it's set up now is the way it's always been. In 2009, I'm an architect and general contractor. I took it in 2009 and I rebuilt the whole place. What I did was brand new roof, stuck on the outside, restrapped the roof down, all new bathrooms, remodeled the bathrooms, existing bathrooms, new kitchens, new electrical, new plumbing, new air conditioning, complete paint job inside and out, complete renovation of the building. That was in 2009. I rented to two tenants. They're both sisters. One is Betty Perez on one side, and the other one is Leslie Perez. Now, Betty Perez, she mentioned to me, after she'd been living there for a few years, she mentioned to me that there's a room in the back with a bathroom. She goes, I'm going to rent it to a friend of mine. I said, okay, that's fine. You know, I mean, people do that, but it wasn't intended to be a separate unit. When I first bought the building, the previous owner, I think he might have been renting it out as a separate unit, but as long as I own it, I didn't want to ever rent it as a separate unit. Now, the person that rented it recently, Betty Perez told her she has to move. For whatever reason, I don't know. The person that was renting it from Betty, the bedroom and the bathroom, I never met her. I never got a rent check from her, nothing. I don't even know what she looks like. Okay. All I know is Betty, she's a great tenant. She's very neat. She's very polite. She's very responsible. She's got a good, the thing is, I loved her as a tenant. I said, you know what? If she wanted to rent that room to somebody in the back with the bathroom, I said, okay, it helps her pay the bills. I said, fine. But I said, we can't make it a separate unit. She said, no. So now the person was asked to leave. She got upset. So what does she do? She goes to the town and says, oh, do you know you're renting an illegal unit? And I said, yeah, I got a call saying that you came down there and said it was a separate unit. I said, why are you asking me? You went down there and said. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is that this person, I had no intentions of renting it to her. Betty rented it to her as I was known it as a room and a bathroom. That was it. Like a lot of people do in their house. They rent maybe a relative or something. They rent the room and the bathroom in the back. But I never collected a
Sir,
cent from her.
it is your-
She's really upset about it.
It is your property, therefore, you bear the ultimate responsibility for what happens on your
Oh,
property,
I
sir.
understand that. I understand that. But, you know, I never knew that it was cut off between the two of them. Now, but here's the thing is that building, I've kept it in good shape and and it's a really good looking building. It's clean. It's all been updated as per code, the whole building. And they got the permitted drawings inside the town permitting department. I went and did the whole thing. It's a beautiful place. I keep it maintained properly and it looks good.
But, sir,
The thing is that, go ahead.
what we have to deal with is this issue. This issue is an unpermitted,
No,
sectioned off living quarter in a property, sir, that you own.
Everything's been permitted. The plans are at the city. When you
Sir,
say-
the
when you put a-
efficiency is not permitted.
No. What I don't understand, if I were to make that a separate unit, okay, let's say a separate unit, I would have put a kitchen in it. I would have put that wall, no.
It's zone 2
Drywall, just a piece of
Sir,
drywall.
that area is zone 2.
Fire separation.
That area is zone 2 units. You cannot have 3 living units there.
I'm sorry.
It's- It is zoned 2 living units, not 3. So
But the thing is that Betty mentioned that it was one unit, that she was renting a room and the bathroom to the other person to use.
she made it another living unit.
I have another question. I just pulled it up on, and it says it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit. So, and this is a duplex?
Yeah.
So is it a 1-bedroom, 1 bath on either side?
I'm sorry, it's got on both sides, it's got 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms.
Oh, well, the listings over here for the
Yeah,
records.
if it's the count.
Now, the door on the side that goes to the back area, when I bought it in 1985, the door was there. What I did in 2009, I replaced all the windows and I replaced that door. And again, I had no intention of renting it out as a
I,
separate.
I understand, sir, things, for whatever reason, got out of control. But again, I have to go back to, it's your property, sir. There's an unpermitted living unit there, so that's what we have to deal with. Guys, any more questions?
I don't have any with regards to
It's-
this part. I do have questions with regards to what's coming up. Yes.
It's all,
The tenant here? Okay, does she want to give testimony?
You want to talk? Okay.
it's permitted.
No, when you close off a unit
That's no
to
longer
make it
permitted,
2
sir.
units, then it's not permitted.
But the thing, okay, if there was a piece of drywall, 1 layer of drywall from what I understand, I don't know. They said it was 1 layer of drywall, it's gone. The person that was she's gone. She's gone.
She's
But
right
it
there.
existed, sir.
Yeah, but did it?
She's right there. You want to speak? Okay.
Go ahead.
Does everybody have this set of pictures?
Yes.
Okay.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my name's Christine Nagy. I'm the tenant that's been living in there for a little over 5 years. I found the apartment online on Craigslist under an efficiency. And I went to go to see the apartment, and that's how I ended up getting the apartment through Betty. So I've been there over 5 years. The apartment had a microwave, refrigerator, toaster, what do you call that? The burner.
Hot plate?
So I gave her back the microwave because I don't use that. So anyway, all up until this time, I thought I'm living in inefficiency. I had no problem. My father passed away in January, so I've been dealing with mourning his death, surrogate court, going to New York to take care of his apartment. Sorry.
It's okay. Take your time.
And I was supposed to take care of my inheritance. But I was going in May 16th to New York, and Betty tells me like 4 days earlier that an inspector's coming and that she has to take the wall down. And I'm like, why you have to take the wall down? You know? She goes, because the wall's not supposed to be there. So I'm sorry, my mouth is drying up.
There's water right there, right behind you. And what she's referring to is the annual landlord tenant inspection.
Okay.
So when I was, we,
So the other 2 units do have the proper.
yes.
And yet
So-
this wasn't picked up. Okay.
She tells me 4 days, an inspector's coming the week that I'm supposed to go to New York. And I'm like, well, can't you postpone it? I don't want my apartment to be, exposed while I'm not here. No, I can't do that. I already extended it a week. So she got upset and there was nothing I can do. So supposedly he was supposed to come Friday, okay? I had to pay $200 to change my ticket, come back 2 days early because I don't know when she's gonna take the wall down and I don't want my place exposed, okay? All the stuff in my father's apartment, I had to give up, which was my inheritance because of this. Because I had to come back early, okay? Because I can't afford to go back and take care of it. So I come back Wednesday night. Thursday morning, Betty texts me and tells me, oh, the inspector's not coming, okay? he had an emergency, can't come till next week. So, and then supposedly when he was supposed to come, didn't come, then came on Saturday, she said, the following Saturday. And I didn't hear anybody, I was home. And then after that, she told me that after she speaks to the landlord, she'll let me know about putting the wall back the way it was, okay? So on I think it was Sunday, she told me that the landlord got a citation and a fine and that I have to leave because she's not gonna lose her apartment because of me, okay? And I thought she was lying, trying to get me out so she can get somebody else in to jack up the rent more since the rent is like really skyrocketed now, okay? So that's when I came here. Oh, and I asked Betty, I told her, I said, I didn't know I was renting an illegal efficiency. And she goes, you're not renting an illegal efficiency. We're roommates. No, we're not roommates. We never been roommates. I came in here under an efficiency, okay? I'm not her friend. I don't know her. I got the apartment off of Craigslist, okay? And when I tried to call the owner, well, I came here to ask somebody if they could come look at my apartment because I think I'm in a legal efficiency, okay? I didn't know for sure. That's why I had somebody come. So the inspector came, did what he did, come to find out I am in illegal efficiency, okay? And that's why we're here now, you know? But all of this, because of a lie, has messed up my whole life, you know? Now the rents are so skyrocketed, I can't even find a place.
Ma'am, I apologize for what you've been through. Thank you for being willing to come and give sworn testimony. I'm going to ask my fellow board members.
Another thing, I'm sorry. I'm not the only tenant, okay? This has been going on for more than 5 years. Because from what Betty was telling me, there was a guy living there before me for 4 years. And she said she was living there herself before the guy. So this has been going on for a
That
long
I
time.
apologize, hon, but that's secondhand. We can only go by your sworn testimony. We can't go by second.
Well, anyway, the wall was a 2-ply wall with insulation in between.
Yeah, no, you've got it. Right.
Right now, we're dealing with maintaining an efficiency.
Right.
Be it,
I think we've heard enough. Everybody okay? Ready for a motion?
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
That wall, okay. That wall is gone. If there was any appliances in, they're gone.
But so they weren't gone. They weren't gone for
They're
5
gone now.
years.
Listen, okay, if you want to give me a violation for what was there, all I can tell you right now is this. That wall is not a code rated wall. It was a flimsy wall that they put up, whatever it was. I've never.
Sir, I
even
think you're
seen-
making it
never seen-
worse. I think we should stop.
Let me say,
Please, let's stop.
but you know what?
I
It's,
think we're
but
ready for a motion.
But one thing, man, if the code enforcement goes to and looks at the plans, I had complete documented plans on all the renovation I did. All those bathrooms are legal.
we haven't gotten to that yet.
Okay.
You know, that's all we're dealing with right now is the one before us, which is
Unpermitted efficiency.
unpermitted efficiency. And yeah, I'll make a motion. I find that, given the testimony that of the owner, as well as the tenant who was renting the efficiency, there was a violation in case number EEN 22-520 of maintaining an unpermitted efficiency. I would assess a fine of $1,000 and no daily fine. Oh, the inspector is to go by and verify.
I'll have to share with you a letter I got from the attorney. We can't order
Oh,
inspectors to go by.
all right.
So we're gonna, I'll explain later.
Are you ready for compliance?
What?
Compliance inspection?
Now, if someone allows you in, but we as a board, we
can order.
do not have the power to say you must.
Then assess a fine of $1,000. Direct the village to inspect when the next annual inspection comes up.
Landlord permit fee.
Yes,
So
I mean,
assess $1,000 fine, no daily fine, because we're not going to push it out to go permit
no.
this, nothing. Got it? $1,000 fine. Direct the village to do full inspection at the next annual landlord permit fee. I'm sorry, landlord permit inspection, excuse me. I'll second. So I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Fine.
Aye.
I,
Uh, 62, 220523, 910 Northeast 121st Street, flowing off apartment efficiently without a permit, drywall, observed 7/1/22, and we've heard the testimony. I have pictures.
Yeah, there is quite a few pictures.
This is D2, right?
yes,
Yes.
Correct.
it's part of the package already.
Yeah. I mean, there's gas.
And this. Yeah. Those are just additional documents. Photos.
You have these, Linda?
Yes.
Okay, any questions? Sir?
Case being presented?
Yeah, just did.
Oh,
You did.
all right, I guess everybody was looking for. this.
We're so busy looking.
No, I have no
Isn't-
questions.
Want to address the drywall issue?
Isn't this basically the same issue?
Yeah, but it's not the same issue. It's putting up drywall without a permit. Correct.
Yeah, that wall is definitely not the code, no doubt about it. I didn't put it up there. Now, Betty must have done it. I never seen,
Sir,
I'm telling you,
she-
but
she
okay,
did
if it's illegal, believe me, it's gone. It's gone. Okay, and if I'm getting fined for it, so be it. But I'm telling you, I did not install it. I've never met this person. It was between Betty and her. And I didn't pay for any appliances. Obviously, I don't think Betty paid for the appliances. She paid for the appliances, but it's gone.
While I appreciate your defense, sir, ultimately, you are the property
Oh,
owner.
absolutely. I
You have a
understand.
responsibility to
understand.
inspect it
And you
and
don't,
watch what your tenants do.
I understand.
Anything else, sir?
On
this
I mean,
issue?
whatever, if that, I can't wait, that wall's gone. Okay, so
Thank you for that. Does anyone have any further comments?
No.
If nobody has anything, I'll make a motion. In case number EEN 22-523, that a violation did occur and assess a fine of $200.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have a motion and a second for $200 fine. Passes 4-0.
A final one, 63, case number EN 220524, and the same address, 910 Northeast 121st Street, same property owner, Marcus Seaver. And this was also observed on July 1st, 2022, is for the unpermitted bathroom inefficiency. So what I've observed appeared to be something. Now, if you have you have a person in an official as their bathroom, and you state that that's correct. So what was the other one using as a bathroom? So, but you're saying that those are two twos? Both, because you got two on each one?
I'm sorry.
Two.
So
Can you verify that?
I can show, if you can allow me to two, then if that's correct, then, but as long as I've been doing this, very rare do I see one unit as a 2-1 and another one's a 2-2.
Right.
There was an addition. Previous owner or somebody built that addition with that bathroom. It's just like this. When I renovated it.
Okay, so, well, no, believe me, I'm gonna
That's
check
what
it
I'd
out,
like to
because
do.
as you're stating under oath, that there's a 2-2 on that side and a 2-1 on the other side. But
Efren, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion.
Sure.
I'd like to make a motion that we table it, give you an
Agreed.
opportunity
Okay.
to
Yes.
Okay.
pull the permanent renovations
Yes.
and report back at the next
Yeah.
hearing.
You got it.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to table the bathroom citation, that's 22-0524, to the next meeting and to allow the code officer time to pull all the proper documentation. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Who seconded?
In a bit. Here's my card. Call me at your earliest convenience. Have a nice day.
Sir, have a
Thank
good
you,
evening.
sir. You talk to the code
Yeah.
officer, and that's it. Yes, sir.
Still here?
Next meeting?
No, he just came to your,
She's still here.
no, Gage.
Oh, no, Gage, no.
Call me tomorrow. So, 1006 Northeast 118th Street.
Which case is
What's
this?
the case number?
This is 6F.
Got it.
Okay, this one, case number EN 210363. Property owner, address 1006 Northeast 118th Street. Property owner Sylvia Link. And this was an old case of the issued for having a permit for roof work being conducted.
For what? Sorry, I did
So
not
roof
catch
work,
that.
a roof permit needed to be done. But if I believe you've got the permit after the fact.
No, we had a permit actually.
I'm sorry? Well, let me just finish here and then you
Okay,
can speak. So, a courtesy notice was issued on March 16th of 2021. And there's a roof permit needs to be, well, that was for posting on window. And then the notice of violation was issued on the on March
3/22.
22nd, 2021. I mean, she got the permits.
I actually had the permits.
Right.
It was just that the permits were not exposed in the window or anywhere. My contractor told me that Dade County does not need this. So I told him that our city, because I got the courtesy notice, needs the permit. So he has to bring me the permit so I can put it in the window that everybody can see this. He didn't, so I called the roofer. The roofer sent me literally a picture of the permit. So he hired a subcontractor, whatever. So the picture of the permit, I immediately put in the window.
Yeah, there are permits. It's just, what it was is.
You know, when
we-
they were pulled.
It
Huh?
was
Yes, they
just
were
not
pulled.
shown.
They were pulled, as a matter of fact, it was, do you have the permit right there?
No, I don't actually.
And I-
That's,
And I forgot to get that.
Was the
date.
permit pulled prior to?
Yes, yes.
the
it was.
permit should
Prior
be,
to
should
the
be in
courtesy
your
notice?
files,
Yes, it was.
actually.
Okay.
So really, this violation was
It was
only
mostly for no posting because.
display.
It's
Yes,
just showing it.
Because and I, actually, it's a violation. We need to see it visibly.
Right.
Yes, and
So-
I do understand that. And I told my contractor to actually, so I printed out the picture of the permit and put it in the window the next day after I received the courtesy notice. And then when I received the actual fine, the contractor told me that he takes care of this. So he obviously didn't, because that's quite a while ago and I have my roof on my house now
Yeah, I had a.
after
I
a
had
nightmare of
contractor
1.5
pull that one time
years.
too. I know, it happens.
Yes, so I don't know. If you want me to pay the $250, I'm happy to pay those.
There wasn't a fine assessed of
No,
250.
There was no fine assessed.
No, it was a courtesy
Nothing.
notice and then
Okay.
you just received a notice to
All right.
a
I mean,
violation.
if she had every permit, it was only a matter of it not
Right.
being in the window.
I had it all. I had two contractors and I
Yeah,
mean,
I,
it
I'm
was a
of the
nightmare.
mindset also to dismiss it, mainly because there's no documentation after the
Right.
first courtesy notice.
Exactly.
If the residents, I'm saying that there was a picture of it placed in the window after that, if we had a picture from the date the
Right.
notice of
Whereas
violation
the
was
the
filed
pictures are all from the first day.
from the first day, then that would be a different story. I'd be more apt to at least assess a fine, but
So we have a motion to dismiss.
motion to dismiss
I'll
based
second.
on that reasoning.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes for nothing. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very, very much.
Okay, so we're talking about 6B, 690 Northeast 118th Street. And roof work without permit.
Hello, good evening. My name's David Gotlinski. I'm the property owner.
Let me
And
first, let me read the case. and
Okay,
then-
sure.
then you- Okay, so we're at 6B on the agenda. Case number EN 220153. 690 Northeast 118th Street. Is the property owner David Katinsky. And this was issued on case open on February 15, 2022. So I saw roof work being done and when I checked, no permits have been applied for and a notice of violation was issued on 2/15. And I believe I did the research and you guys got the permit on 6/70.
right, it's a closed
Looks like
permit. yeah.
6/17.
Yeah,
Final.
2022, yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, yeah, well, I just wanted to say that, I I needed a new roof. And I, responsibly hired a licensed roofer whose job was to not only do the roof, but was to pull the permits, opposed to me pulling them. And when I received the fine, I wasn't.
I apologize. You're the owner, sir?
I'm the owner. Yeah. And I was not aware that any work was being done on my roof without a permit until I received the notice. And I guess in defense of, Lee Roofing, who's here now, my roof was leaking. My roof was leaking in 6 places. And it was getting worse. And for reasons many different reasons, the project that should have been completed in 3 months took about 6 or 7. So because of the delay, I began calling him and putting pressure on him, going, what's going on? Why haven't you done my roof? And there was an issue about the tiles not being available with the COVID and, slow. So, I said, look, I need this done as soon as possible, get the permit, because I need, the roof could cave in by the
Just
chimney.
For future, you hopefully never will need to know this, but for an emergency, you can begin the work, but you need to go to Village Hall the next business day to at least start the permit process. And although I just went through a re-roof myself, so I know tile can be an issue,
Yes,
but the roof can be dried in, tarred in, whatever else.
Sure.
But you still have to start that permit process.
right. But I mean, I can't even change a door lock. So I'm not
No,
happy.
you can have someone start it. That's not my
Right,
point,
right,
but
right.
you have to go apply for the permit.
Right, well, I'm ultimately responsible and I hired him.
Yep.
And, if he didn't follow what he was supposed to do, maybe he can explain why.
Hello. How you doing? My name is Hendrik Lee with Lee Roofing. So he's in the right. I took measures of securing the location. We did file a plans, and the permit was filed before that commencement. We did have plans submitted into the city before. They were stuck in the city for a while.
But you started works there ahead of the permit.
Ahead of getting the permit issued, correct, yes. When I was getting calls from him at the end, saying that, there was several leaks, and specifically there was one area, which was the chimney, that was really, really bad. So what I did was I called code enforcement and I told them, I went to see the building. We went inside, I looked at it, and I specifically said, we're gonna need to start right away. And so we had already the process number. I explained the situation, called the city code enforcement. I'm not sure if it was you, but I called, and they told me, okay, if it's an emergency, then just go ahead. I'm gonna stop by and take a look at everything. And I got a call that afternoon saying, okay, it makes sense. I saw the chimney, I saw the damaged wood, no problem. I'm not sure, honestly, why he got the violation, because I thought I communicated. I don't know this municipality that well. Maybe there was a process that I skipped. I think you mentioned going to the city. I could have gone to the city. If I would have known that, I would have gone to the city. Maybe I lost that in translation, but I did communicate that there was the area that was falling down, and it was in the kitchen. Out of all places, it was right by the kitchen. So I took initiative. We had the plans there. We've had it for a while. I just went ahead and moved forward.
Do you recall going out?
No, the thing is, no, he might have, I'm not saying he's not, he's being untrue. He might talk to the building inspector. He might have called, talk to SB for the building department. So,
Okay.
again,
He got the permit issued June 17th, is that correct?
yes.
Do we know when the
And the permit is, I'm sorry to interrupt that.
It's okay.
But the permit is final now. And I didn't go ahead and do the entire
You have the
roof.
permit with you by any chance?
No, you have the permit, no?
But what she wants to see is when it was the application, when did you
Right.
apply for it?
Not sure when it was applied for, but I know it was before the day that we started.
I mean,
Because I got the date of mine, which was the 7th.
So what I do know is one thing is that's important was that that I was gonna mention right now. Shoot. That I didn't just do the entire roof without it getting inspected, right? So as soon as that happened, I had to get my engineer to see the roof, and we only went with a tin cap and a TU plus in progress. And then we
real
stopped right
familiar.
there. We stopped right there. After we secured the wood, we replaced the wood, we removed the chimney, we replaced all the damaged wood.
But again, what we're focusing on, sir, is significant amount of work done ahead of a permit.
Ahead of the permit being issued. However, there was, that's what they relayed to me, that because it was an emergency, that I could go ahead and
If
continue.
if we could have, let the board have some questions.
Of course.
I apologize, sir. Could you go to the mic so that you're picked up because we are live streamed?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that I was informed by Mr. Lee that he got a verbal okay to move forward because of the
Ugh.
emergency situation. And to me, that was, I didn't know what process he needed to do. I didn't check on it, but he told me that he had permission to do it. And then, but I'm saying, why are we getting a violation? So somebody dropped the ball somewhere.
Because, and I'll be I'm the code enforcement officer. When I see work being done, I always check. And if there's nothing in the system, then at least for me, it's, it's not,
Right, because it's a verbal okay.
Right,
So he
well,
was
the thing
saying
is,
he would speak. to
gotta
the
have
code
things in writing.
enforcement
right?
Officer he spoke to, and that code enforcement officer would be able
True.
to
The thing is,
confirm.
like, let's just say, to make a question, just to say, who you speak with. Okay.
All right, can we ask some questions, please?
We need to
I
let the
was
board,
told it
sir,
was you.
please,
It
please.
was Rodriguez.
We need to let board members have some time for questions and discussion.
I understand the emergency thing. I don't have an issue with that, and I know you can commence work if it's an emergency and the village is notified. My only question is, when was the permit applied for?
Right.
If we don't have it, I think we should table it because I can't make a ruling myself. Because if it was applied for in March, April, May, that's different than having work commence in February and then going two months without applying.
I would second your motion to table.
Sure, if you'd like to cut, we can just set this aside, and if you have
All right,
information afterwards, we're moving on,
we'll move this for the moment.
come back to it, if everybody's fine with that.
Yes,
All right.
everybody good? We'll move that. for the moment.
He's got the permit, yeah.
Huh?
He's got the permit.
Sorry?
Um, should we move to the next case?
Okay, if I may, I know Mr. De Castro. Right there, right. And this is regarding, right, the thing is, I'm just saying, because no one told us that you were gonna come today.
Oh, I had a confirmation email with the village, village manager. He said that he put me on the agenda for today.
Really?
Yeah.
Because, again, yeah,
Well, that doesn't really make much difference if the residents haven't been notified and proper
right, the
notice.
thing is, I don't know where he never told me. And because you would have been on the agenda, if and again, and we have to follow certain criteria, certain protocol, so, I hate you coming in wasting your time, but we can't even hear you.
No.
I apologize for that, but you never told us.
Because you've got to have backup, you've got to have
Yes, of
everything in
course.
order.
No, at no time did I know he was coming in today.
We've had, if we all remember, is this the gentleman from 11th Place?
Yes.
If you guys remember in the past, we've had walk-ons allowed and it's never worked well because we don't have the information we need. It's not fair to you, sir, as the homeowner. It's certainly not fair to us as people who have to make critical decisions, not to have backup and for it not to be properly posted. So again, I totally apologize. You should not have had to waste your time this way. I'm so sorry for that, but it would do no good to hear a case without everything in a row.
So what do I do
Be
now?
on August agenda, sir? Does that
sorry?
work for you? You put them on August?
So, yeah, can you be on August? Is this fine?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
August 2nd?
Huh?
No,
But anyway, you got my card. Call me tomorrow. I have something to discuss with
Okay.
you, okay? So, all right, thank you so much.
thank you, sir. Thank you.
What about this young couple back here?
We have one more.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't sign in? Okay, I'll get you. What was the address? Oh, okay, you are, yes, you are a old business.
Let's finish this.
Oh,
one.
the one with,
Yes, yes.
Can we finish this one?
Yeah.
well, if he's got his stuff here.
Okay, give me 1 second, 1 second. Okay. You have the date? That's the date that you guys applied for. Can I see it? Okay. Why can't I just verify? Provide a complete uniform roofing package to confirm that the flat roof is controlled. 24, 20. Sure.
I believe it.
You did apply shortly after the courtesy notice.
I would say it's within reasonable time if
But it
it
was
was an emergency.
denied.
I'm sorry,
It was denied.
But the thing is applied and then you work.
but
with
he's
that.
working the system. I mean, you can understand it was denied, but he was at least working the system. And because he had so many leaks, it's not like, for example, for me. our
No,
roof
no,
is
this-
Not in
this-
big danger, so if they denied and I kept going, that would be wrong. Their roof had 6 leaks. I can understand they sort of had to keep going while they're working the system.
Okay.
Dale and, Dale and Rodolfo,
I heard
you want to see?
Which one you have?
No, it was, he applied for it. It's a process. You apply and then it goes and denied. That was all that, but the fact is that he did apply and it was due to an emergency.
You don't need to.
They started it, contacted the village, applied for the permit. It was done.
All right. Right, well,
Clear enough.
And then they gave him instructions on what they're to do.
remember the point where you. What's the word? Keep it short and simple. All right.
Okay, we're gonna move that one back. Dale, would you
Sure.
want to make a
On,
motion?
I'd like to make a motion on case number EEN 22-153 to find that due to the circumstances, the residents did comply, a violation occurred, but the residents complied with notifying the village and no violation occurred. The village was notified and due to the emergency factor of it, commenced working, but a permit has subsequently been applied for, pulled and finalized and dismissed.
Second.
It was a long-winded one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have a motion because of the emergency nature and the quick application to go ahead and dismiss the case. Passes 4-0.
Second.
Linda. Thank you, sir. Thank you both.
I believe it was whole business.
Yeah, we're going to 5.
As we said.
Yes. Fonseca, 5, old business.
All this.
Whole business.
Yes, it was the first one.
Wait.
We haven't finished the rest of them. Remember,
No, I know.
nobody was here and we just,
The one that we just.
the one we just
Sure,
finished?
It was 6B, right?
Yes, with 6B.
Okay, so now where are we now? Back on 5.
5. Yes. Old
Okay, we
business.
moved it to the end. Okay, so there we go, 5.
Somewhere here too.
I gotta find 5.
There you are.
Okay,
Oh, here it is.
so.
Okay,
whenever
the-
You're ready.
Yes, this is case number EN 220395. Is in a property owner, property address 11221, 11223 Northeast 9th Court, Mr. Gustavo Fonseca. And this is for, it was for interior work without permits. We tabled it last meeting. The violation was observed on May 10th, 22. And we agreed that you're gonna come today with permits or something that you continued.
If you guys please speak into the mic and then Ibrahim, you can translate
Yes,
if you need
okay,
to.
yes.
El día de mañana me van a entregar los planos, las correcciones que me hacen,
Vamos a
Can't
un
hear
poquito.
anything she's saying.
Tomorrow they're gonna, ¿quién va a entregar los
los
planos?
comentarios que me hacen falta de los planos.
¿Quién te los va a entregar?
Me lo van a entregar el ingeniero.
Okay, the engineer is gonna give them the plans of the work that they're
So
doing.
right now, there is still no.
Pero
permit.
todavía no tienen permiso para nada.
No, todavía no tengo el permiso.
Ah.
And what are we looking at in terms of what has been done? Are we dealing
¿Y
with
qué han hecho
electrical,
hasta ahora?
demo?
Solamente lo que están haciendo con los planos. Ustedes están trabajando y ellos están dando los planos. ¿Cuándo van a seguir a coger los permisos?
No, el permiso ya está ya está aquí.
¿Perdón?
El permiso ya está aquí en la ciudad, solo hace falta los comentarios que puso.
Sí, they already put in for the permits. They just need to, like, the comments. Whatever work, there's comments and they have to correct that.
What permits are they applying? for?
¿Qué
That
qué
way they
permiso
have
tienen?
permits for
Vamos,
that
están
as well.
buscando.
El de building, tenemos el
De interior, ¿no?
el que no
I'm asking because I want to know, are there plumbing permits,
Okay.
electrical demos?
¿Qué
structural,
clase de
what all?
permiso? ¿Hay plomería, eléctrico, hay estructura?
todo.
Todo, everything.
So we're dealing with, all of this has been started, notice back in May, and we're still waiting on permits.
Right. We're still waiting on it. They're getting the plans now.
I mean, I think we need to set a realistic deadline, and I think we have to deal with a violation has clearly occurred potentially in all of those areas of work without a permit.
Yes.
Because we're now 2 months later.
I hear you. Is there anybody been there to validate it? How do we, I mean,
The thing is, again, as I.
Well,
I
that's-
understand you can't go in.
And
I
not only
understand
that,
you
but they
can't go
haven't-
in.
They haven't allowed.
I fully understand that. So we don't know if
How much of it they've.
exactly, if drywall's been removed, but no electrical's been messed with, if no plumbing's been messed with or anything.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask. to do an inspection.
What I'd like to see is just the situation brought to a head, the permits pulled and all, and obviously it started with prior to that. I mean, well, how do you even know a permit? How do you even know construction, I mean, renovation was going on? That's what I want to hear now.
When I saw the workers there, so I approached it, I saw vaguely, I can just take pictures, but as I approached the door, then the door was closed.
We have to take.
I
his
believe
word
we have to
testimony.
take the
I
testimony
believe
of
that.
our code officer.
And I'm willing to. All I want to know is what was seen. You know, I saw, like, I saw,
Well, what I saw was the walls bare.
But you didn't see electrical plumbing. to that.
Well, I meant bare. that-
Oh, you could see it.
Yes,
I gotcha. Okay.
all that, all
Did
the
it
above.
look New to you, Efrain?
Sorry?
Did it look new, the
But
electric
they
and
have
plumbing?
removed everything.
it was gutted. Is that
It's
what
gutted.
you're saying? I don't want to put any words, but
Right,
I'm
but
just
it-
trying to get a
that's
clear
fine.
understanding.
Right.
So, entonces, I'm just gonna, entonces, los planos vienen mañana. Entonces usted va a venir a la ciudad a entregar los planos. Ok, entonces, ustedes ya pusieron por los permisos.
Ya prácticamente los planos está aquí. Simplemente faltan que entreguemos los comentarios para que el review lo apruebe.
So, tienen que ir a Planning Zone de nuevo.
Sí.
Sí, ya tienen, pusieron para la próxima fecha. Porque había uno el lunes.
Había uno de puertas y ventanas.
Talk about cuándo.
Ese fue,
Because I'm asking about planning and zoning. So we just had one on 2 days
Yesterday,
ago. Yeah, yesterday.
Monday.
So when are the planning and zoning? So they said they went over there already for windows and doors.
el 13 de junio creo que vine para las puertas y
13th of June,
ventanas.
They went for the
That's for windows and doors.
windows and doors. Entonces, los demás, eléctrico, plomería, todo eso viene mañana.
Sí.
So plumbing, electrical, supposedly is going to go tomorrow.
So that was my next question, because I was going to ask, were these new doors, were they ever, has the permit been pulled? And see, that could be cited. I mean, because that's construction without,
Yeah,
I mean,
because they're new.
renovations without a
Right.
permit.
They're clearly new.
They're cleaning it
But
up.
anything else,
So
I know.
we can certainly go by what we
And the
can
thing
see.
is, and even
Right.
the windows are all covered with paper. Can't see them.
So we can certainly go by what we can see, and we can see there's new windows and doors.
And based off of your testimony, could you let them know what we're actually discussing? The
Yeah.
fact
El problema es que todavía.
and that you had viewed that there was construction, I mean,
Unos meses. Y están en el proceso, pero ellos tienen que mirar que todavía, cuando lo hicieron de la reunión, que está- no, pero usted diciendo, that she has a timeline of all the stuff that she. So, vamos poquito a poquito, pues decírselo a ella. El 27 que, 27 de qué? Yeah, June 27th that we're here. June 20,
no,
Right.
29.
Right.
El 29, el 29. They had the comments on the day after, which was the 30th, came to the city, they had the comments already for mechanical. The electrical.
Again, we're trying to figure what happened up front, how much was worked on.
Okay,
prior
cuando
to. That's
esto
the hard
empezó,
part.
¿qué-
That's-
qué fue el trabajo que
Other
estaban
than the
haciendo
windows and doors.
Yeah.
adentro de la casa?
we can't-
Antes de buscar los permisos.
all I want.
Sí, pero cuando cambian el driveway, eso mueven en la. Ay, no. So,
Okay,
so when
Ephraim.
I saw the drive, it was, she verified that the drywall had been all removed
Okay,
because she said it was wet and
Okay,
they had
so-
to. mess
so
with the
there's demo.
electrical.
and the windows, yeah.
Yes, because my main question was, you know, because without having pictures and your testimony was that you witnessed the
Gutting of-
removal of the interior, which is fine. I'm not going electrical or plumbing. All I wanted to know was that I can understand that. Windows were installed without a permit. Is that correct?
Cuando hicieron, le pusieron las ventanas, ya tenían los permisos listos. ¿O no? Pero no, yo digo sí, cuando instalaron las ventanas. No, she's being honest, she said the permits had not been obtained.
For
Okay,
windows and doors.
For windows.
which basically, all right.
Pero estamos aquí para.
Yeah, well, they're gonna be paying all double permit fee for all of those.
Right.
I don't know what kind of permit fees are for, I know we paid a lot for our windows. The
I haven't
permit
done
fee
those in a while. I don't know.
and
about
a double
that.
permit fee and-
Are we ready for,
Oh, okay, yeah, well, they have another case. I didn't notice that they have one on
the
6K.
car? The car.
Yeah, car.
Yeah, but let's finish this first.
Vamos a empezar mejor.
Let's definitely finish this first.
Okay.
Okay,
So.
so we have structural and we have demolition. That's the way I'm looking at it in terms of structural being the windows and the doors. and demo being what was pulled down.
Yeah, not the demo part. I'm still trying to figure out if windows are structural.
I would consider windows structural.
The bearing wall is structural.
Yeah, that's a structure,
know.
anything that is support.
No,
Those are critical in terms of
securing a
wind
building.
Yeah,
force
but
and
they're not
security.
structural.
No,
What would you call them?
a bearing wall is
Bearing.
structural.
General?
Yeah.
But,
It's basically general.
General.
okay, then general and then demolition.
Right. I'd like to make a motion in case number, where is it? EEN 22-395. That there was a violation did occur. There was both from the testimony of the hearing officer demolition and assess a $200 fine along with a double permitting fee. And with regards to installation of windows and doors, $200 fine along with the double permitting fee.
So for $400 total,
Yes.
And what about a deadline for compliance and a daily?
They are meeting with P and Z when it's ongoing. I mean, that's.
So we still have to give them something.
Yes, and to come into compliance by P and Z meets when?
Are they on the next meeting?
Ustedes están en la próxima meeting de planning, de planning and zoning.
We could, I think we can safely
At the
say
end of August.
August 31st.
Tienen que, por la computadora.
We've got it, Ethan. To come into compliance, having a permit pulled by August the 31st. If not, a daily fine of $40 per day.
4-0?
Yes.
Okay. I'll second. So we have a motion and a second for a total fine of $400, a compliance date of August 31st, if not a daily fine of $40. This is on case EEN 22-0395. All in favor?
Aye. Along with the double permitting. fee.
Along with the double permitting fee. Thank you, Dale.
Entonces, ¿qué pasa? Entonces, decidieron que porque la acción estaba hecha sin permiso.
We have compliance date will be August.
So that- No,
Haciendo eso,
come into compliance August, by August the 31st, if not.
No,
Fine, I mean,
puede
starting in
Yo
September.
ando voy a tener mañana.
What was it,
Maybe.
$40?
$40 a
Ah,
day.
Si necesita más tiempo, usted me dice a mí. Es un proceso. usted sabe. O ustedes no son los dueños de la casa. ¿Ah? Pero estamos tratando de ayudar, pero es cosa que la construcción es bien
Okay, should we go to their next case?
Yeah, we're gonna go. Okay, tienen la
They have
tarjeta
another
mía,
one
¿no?
though, don't they?
Dame.
Six
Me
goes.
llama y yo te explico mejor.
We hear that one before they and put them together.
Well, we finished the first
here.
one, so now we have to do their second case.
So I explained to them exactly what needs to be done.
Okay.
They're not even the owners. They're the runners,
Oh, see that? Come on now.
you know. I just found that out. So. No, that's, that's not to you. Because it's really serious. When you're building without permit, it's very serious. So that's why they take into account everything. And when the owners can't be here, and this is me speaking, then it says, it shows something, you know.
So these are not the Fonsecas.
So this is not the Fonseca's?
These not they're runners, pero ellos te dieron permiso para estar aquí.
We don't even know if they can represent these people.
Right, that's otra cosa que ustedes
Please run.
tenían
this
que
one.
tener algo diciendo que
Guys, I
están
hate to
aquí
do
para
this. but
ellos.
We've got a lot of things to talk about after the meeting.
Okay, do we have another case?
Yes, well,
Well, this one is.
Did we vote on
Not
this?
here.
vehicle, well, if this isn't their, if they're not Gustavo Fonseca.
No, I understand. If they're not present, we can still hear the case.
well,
We
they-
can hear
They were
the first one.
notified.
Wait.
Okay, we're gonna go EEN 220543.
What's the number?
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry,
Sixth
6K. So this, same address, 11221, 11223 Northeast Ninth Court, and property owner Gustavo Fonseca. And this is, the violation was observed 7/11/22. And I observed it, the vehicle, as I stated, had a flat tire, no proper tag, doesn't appear to have been even workable or movable. And it's been there for some time. So technically, all he did was put a cover on it.
Okay. Any questions?
Well,
There's no point in questioning.
No, I understand, but now it's come into compliance.
Well, if you want to call it putting a cover. I mean,
If it's
that-
properly covered with a proper,
Technically, is.
if it's,
then
if
I
it's
guess-
got the, if it has a tarp on it, that's not properly covered. If it has a proper cover on it, secure cover that's not blowing around.
What-
If the vehicle is properly covered. It doesn't have to be operational if it's covered and it meets,
Right.
if it meets our code.
I know, the thing is, he does have not just a tarp, so.
Okay, so he's now in compliance.
Then there'd be a
Yeah,
violation, but he's now in compliance.
Yes, all right.
All right, I'll make a motion that in EEN 22-0543, a violation has occurred. They're now in compliance. Assess a $75 fine and close the case when paid.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Llámame mañana a ver cómo. Ok. Es la tarjeta. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
That is a concern. I'm
It
going to
is.
ask that you run this whole thing by the attorney because that is pretty, it's one thing, a car, a derelict car, but that was heavy.
With all this stuff and the owner's not here.
And we have no way of knowing if they're authorized to do any of that.
Right. See, that's why the other lady, I always tell them. "Bring
That was
something,
very cool. I
bring
wondered why.
something," 'cause in
Sure.
Dade County, you couldn't speak without having, that if it wasn't your property. you had to
Right.
have
And what we do know is that everyone who comes up here, we're gonna have to ask them specific questions.
Exactly.
So, and that needs to, if we have to put it on, if we have to put it on our agenda,
Yes,
validate residents, who's speaking.
yes.
Well,
Less
they
than
don't
a
have,
minute.
if they could be a representative.
That's fine, but they have to at least say under oath, yes, I am,
Yes.
authorized.
So, all right, what other cases do we
Okay.
have?
And let's go by down the line,
A?
8.
6A.
That was case number EN 220529, address number 631 Northeast 114th Street. This is roof repair without permit. The gentleman, which is across the street, and this was observed 6/14/22. He's literally across the street. So we saw the work being done. And I issued the notice of violation. And then he's a firefighter, so he came down and he said that he wasn't aware that he had permits. He's gonna apply for the permit. He hasn't done yet. He hasn't done.
Is this all the work that's being done? Because I was looking at it's $100.
Right, that was gonna be my question. If he's doing it himself.
Exactly, and you buy a thing of tar
Yeah.
because
But
I-
well, like I say, he had workers, workers. And
Okay.
this is what we can see. I'm not saying I couldn't see anything in the back, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he had workers there and like I say, I'm not going to say it anymore, but he actually came to the city, said, asked, and he said, you're required to have. I understand the $100, but for repair work, that's a little more, you have to get a permit.
right, I understand, but I'm only asking because this is all I have to look at.
This is all
If you're saying there's more work, then I want you to
I'd say
testify.
I
to
can-
I
it.
thought the same thing. I'm like, that's not that big an area. And if he saved the town, all he had to do was go buy a little bit of tar and tar paper. And he's doing it himself, which he might be because he is a firefighter.
Yeah, because Louis would do this in a heartbeat.
Right? Bob could too. So if it's under $100, can't require the permit. Can we table this to find out more? I mean,
he just sent me something today. So an email stating, okay, I called, now I know what I gotta do and I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Janie, I was gonna say, why do we need to table it? Because given what we have, we don't have any testimony that's saying it was more extensive than this.
You're right.
I mean, having workers, it might be friends. I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, you might be chugging down some beers. It's just a reason to have a party.
You know,
I'm exaggerating, but
Hey, with a six pack. No.
yeah, just looking at this is like, that's a small amount. And if I have a small leak or
I would move to dismiss.
I move, if you're moving, I'll second.
So if a first and a second to dismiss based on evidence,
Based on the evidence test presented and the pictures, it's a small area, appears to be less than $100.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Because if we see more, then cite them for that.
Well, that's a good point.
Or if
Good
the
point. You
roof
can
is
always
in a
redo it.
Deteriorated
Exactly.
state, then
Good point,
cite them
Dale.
for
Thanks.
that, but not for this, yeah.
Okay, 6C. 22 dash 0456, 861 dash 863 Northeast 119th Street. Guillermo Belchenko is the property owner. This was for a pod without a permit. And unfortunately, my camera, when I went to print out the pictures, that came out and I don't have pictures.
What is this one?
It's for a pod.
The pod? I have a question. Is the pod still there? Okay, so no pictures and the pod's not there, and we don't know if it lasted a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and no picture.
Motion to dismiss.
I'll make a motion to dismiss.
I'll second.
All right.
All in favor? Aye.
Okay. 6 E is next. Right, yes. 6E, yeah. 22-0476. That was 928 Northeast 169th Street. Maintaining a boat on driveway. Property owners Jamie Palacios and Frank Palacios. 622, the violation was observed. So it was, I mean, you can see the pictures, after speaking with them, they said the boat had some work needed to be done. And then right after the notice of violation was issued, he finally got it corrected and put it inside.
So he's corrected the situation, but it took 6 days,
Let's see, I actually took
22nd to notice
Yeah.
the violation. All right. I'd like to make a motion to find a violation did occur. It's since been corrected and assess a fine of $75.
I'll second.
Yeah,
All in favor?
aye,
Motion and a second, $75 fine. Close case when paid, Dale.
yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
read already, I, right? All right, next.
6G next.
G. Okay.
G.
Right here, yes. So that would be EN 20-0206, property address 1015 Northeast 115th Street. Property owner Michelle Tillett and William Brew. Yeah, okay. Violation was observed February 25th, 2021 of.
Problem.
Sorry?
Problem.
Oh, yeah, you know, and the thing is, these are also the ones that was selling that they sent me an email, they couldn't come, and violation has been corrected, they just had a baby yesterday.
All right, yeah. All, that's, so after you've presented it, don't have any pictures, so I want to know the status. That's what I said.
Corrected.
Status.
Compliance.
Complied. So we don't know necessarily when, but I would imagine there was a permit pulled or what was?
It was just dirty roof, it's just
Dirty roof. Okay.
There you go.
I'd like to make a motion. Oh, you go ahead, Lynn. No,
Okay, I make a motion that, to dismiss the case.
I'll second. All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Motion and a second to dismiss 4-0. Okay, the next one we did. the one with
It'll be
the
6
New baby.
L.
I love it.
It'll be 6L.
Where are we now? 7-1?
We do,
No, we did J. J.
7-1.
okay, yes, we got it. So then, that's 7-1,
L was tabled. Yep.
Yep.
7.
okay. So we have, again, these are, the next ones are intent to lien.
Ah, okay, let me get that batch. This one, I got a lot of questions on it. Many piles of paper.
You have a lot of questions. Have hardly any on these.
Just on the one. I promise, I won't be too crazy. Okay,
Yes.
yes, go for it.
Oh, well, I mean, was
Okay.
one
All right, we're
EN
taking
at a time?
The
or just
first, the first one,
Could you say the case number?
Sure,
and property
EN
address?
200086 and EN 210575. I put them all together because it would have been a lot of more
Sure.
paperwork and stuff like that. This is intent to lien, and believe me, these wouldn't flavor it.
and there was a note on this one, on one of the pages, says 2 orders of enforcement, same violation, different amounts. Well, I found the notes from November of 2020, and it's the $100 a day that is correct. So that signed notice of enforcement is the one that's correct.
So 652 Northeast 121st Street,
Right.
Tasha A. Porter. And yeah, again, this is, you can see from the pages.
If you see on one of the pages, oh, then you would see, there's the sticky that says the 2 different rates. Well, I found the notes from November, and the $100 one is correct. But I couldn't find my notes from then. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
my files were corrupted for several months last year, and I couldn't find anything. So are you feeling that we should wait on this and redo the pricing, or you?
No, I think that's irrelevant.
Oh, okay, okay. Then yes, go for it. I would make a motion to file the intent to lien.
Exactly. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion, file intent to lien passes 4-0.
So that would be 7-2, EEN 2210487, EEN 210739, EEN 1953, EEN 200413. Property address 923 Northeast 108 Street, Brandon Lino and Walenska. Kifo.
Okay. I should have pulled these out. I apologize. Okay, there's a tally sheet of, fine accruals. It doesn't have a case number on it, so you can't tell what it's attributed to. Plus, the tally ended on August of the 21st. No, I'm talking about a different page. These don't count? This doesn't count? Because it's in there. To me, if I see something and it's in the file, I'm gonna think that's part of the file. It is exactly, and see how it, no, this is what I have. This is one of the pages I have that was in my file.
Back in August of 20.
Right.
Okay, so
I was gonna say it
Oh,
continues.
see,
There's like
would've-
another one.
It
There's
would have
3
sort of
others.
helped if those got pulled out, so we didn't think.
You're right.
So I didn't think, excuse me. That was part of it. I'm guessing that's the same. I have another one. Same
Right, I
thing.
see it.
It doesn't have a, oh, no, it does. Never mind.
okay, this
Never
one-
mind, Jamie.
This one here. That's this whole
Right,
number.
right.
So that- one.
What is this one? Can we say which case number is it?
EN 2004.
Yeah, that's. the one I'm looking
0413 and 04, I think 53. All right, I'm good. Then that makes sense. It's just an old file. Okay.
at. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 ones that they want us to.
Yeah, there's 4 tally sheets, but like I said, one of them, I guess, shouldn't have been in there because it's old.
What I would like to see is one tally sheet on the
Yes.
front if with each case delineated.
That's why, I mean, so
Yeah,
we
you
don't
know,
do
like-
these often, so what would you like? What would you guys make it easy?
Now, isn't the lien filed in toto, or is it filed on each offense?
Like the liens,
Are the
total,
liens on
everything's
the
is
total
owed?
Of everything or on
No,
each offense?
they put them together, but they'll put total amount due
For
based
each.
on
Okay, so
this
we do
case,
have to
this
see
case,
it
this case,
separately.
this case, this
Gotcha.
case, this case.
I guess what I'm looking at is that I mean, without going through all the stuff, that we should have a page that says what we're looking at.
Right.
I mean, the first page is.
Oh,
is-
see, here's,
This one here.
Yes.
here's the other one.
1953.
Right.
That one shows 55,000.
Linda, here's another one. No case number and the tally ended back
But
in,
that's, again, those are old, they should
Um,
not have been.
yeah,
included.
should not have been in the file.
So we can do a lien on with the 19,153.
I would make a motion to file intent to
Wait a
lien.
minute, 19,153. We're gonna do each one of them, right?
Okay.
Or is
No,
all
it's
of
gonna
them?
be- They're all
on-
one package. It's one
Yeah.
property.
What's the total price on all these liens?
Well, there's-
That's what I want.
there's-
That's what I would like to
this one
see.
is 55,350.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There
Yeah.
should be a page.
Like a
Just
total.
that,
like,
right.
Supporting document.
Exactly.
You don't have to do all that. That's just like one page with the total with all the cases. And this case was this, this one's this. you want to
Right.
Put all this, and then the supporting documents would be this page. And then the next one underneath that shows
Yeah,
everything.
just, and that's it. Right. Not the old ones, not the nothing. Right.
For, it'd be, it's something, that I would think that would, a volunteer would just, grab at doing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, motion to-
Don't say anything.
Motion to file intent to lien.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Uno más. No,
Yeah,
two more, sorry.
Seven three. So that would be EEN 210871, EEN 210872, EEN 210873, EEN 210592, EEN 210593, EN 210809. Property address 1106 Northeast 118th Street.
This one has 6 of them.
I'm gonna keep it simple. I would make a motion to file the intent to lien.
I would second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Or nothing, motion to file intent to lien.
And I will, from now on, I will have a one sheet that has it all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind this, if like this one, it was easy to tell. We could take one after another and look.
Don't give us more than we need.
But I was gonna say, it would be nice to know the total, just.
Right. Honestly, on the intent to lien, what do you guys think? Just the basic, what the violation was, what the money is? We really don't need all the pictures again and the whatever.
No.
It's easier for me.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Sometimes
So
the shortest
exactly.
distance between 2 points, straight line.
7-4, EEN 210529, EEN 210692. And this would be a property address 11390 Northeast 8th Avenue, Mary, Emmanuel, third.
Oh my heavens, this is still out there.
I don't see anything.
Now, has this been removed yet?
No.
So that's, okay, that's a question for another day, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What is our option that it is still there? The shed. The lien is after the money. The lien doesn't mean she has to take the shed out. That's a separate issue.
I can always go back and do another notice of
I'm
violation.
not telling you what to do.
No,
Just
I know,
ask.
but
Just
I'm
ask.
just saying, but being these things, like, once I know about it.
Right.
I don't know if she ever did or not.
The lien only has to do with the outstanding funds. Okay, I would make a motion to file the intent to lien.
Yep, second.
And all in favor? Aye. Motion passes 4-0. And Fahim, you do what you think is best.
But it just makes
Wondering
sense.
why there was not a daily fine put on this.
Right, I, after we did this, and I remember this case, I cannot remember why we did. But still, I don't, that's not like us to have missed a critical element, but.
No, yeah, because I'm sure, I know I must have the note somewhere. This was recent.
But I remember that
ago.
we didn't do a daily fine. I do remember that. Yep. Now, I promise you guys, I'm sorry, Ibrahim, are we good with the basic part? I apologize. I do have some notes. I promised to talk quickly. If you guys are okay with that. Okay.
While you're getting your stuff together, I just want to say, I could not download the minutes.
I sent an email to all you.
I know, no, they would,
Wow.
I need.
And the thing is, I even made copies to bring to you and I left it in my desk.
And I was lucky, I guess, because I'm usually the one that has all sorts of problems, shall we say. Okay. So is it possible, Ibrahim, to always include the notice to appear in our backup? Because that seems to be the place
Yes.
where you always put the
No
code
problem.
that you've cited. I know you don't always put it on the,
And I
the
have
notice
it,
of
so I
violation.
just, you know, so like you
Because I think
guys-
it helps sometimes to know exactly what he's citing. And the notice of violation doesn't always have it, but the notice to appear, you pretty much always have it.
So, no
If we can-
problem. Like I said,
if we
I
can-
already make them, so make copies.
So if we
to
can
add 'em is no
always
problem.
include the notice to appear would be cool. I have a favor, you guys. I mean, you don't have to grant it, obviously. September, I will not be here, and only because we're a short board, I'm concerned. Is there any way you guys would be willing to move the meeting to like either the last week or the first week or whichever, because we're going for 2 weeks?
I'm getting ready to bring up something too, because I'm gone for the next I'm gone until the 16th of August. I don't know when our meeting is.
Hang on, I can tell you that. I think we're okay. Oh, lucky you, it's the 17th. So we're
Yeah,
good.
that's fine.
I'm gone for the middle 2 weeks in September. So would anybody have a problem moving it to the 28th of September?
Nope.
That, the 28th is the fourth Wednesday. Is that okay with you? Because I know you have, yes, ma'am, September 28th, but I know you have your gun club, no? Oh, okay. Would that be okay with everybody to move September's meeting? And I would not ask if we were a full board.
Yeah.
Because there's only 4 of us. Okay, so September will be September 28th. If you let Shantae know.
Yes, will do.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. Good point. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, there could be a budget hearing. You're right. Yes, ma'am. Let's find out. Oh, excuse me. Of course, slow. As of right now, no, there is nothing on the 28th. So Ephraim, get us on the calendar wherever you are. Get us in there first. I know we can be bumped. I'm kidding, but I got to remind him, we were supposed to have heard the bamboo case again this month, but Valerie couldn't make this month's meeting. So we need that moved up to August. Yep. Oh, and one of the things, Valerie, well, I need him to be here. Oh, I know what I was going to explain to you guys, and I'm going to ask Shantae. I would have asked her today, but she's got to be swamped out of her mind. I had thought of several issues because of the 910 121st Street case. And I had asked Shantae to ask the attorney, because, you know, obviously I wouldn't do it. It has to go through her. Certain situations, can we do things or not do things? And so I just want to read you real quick, but I'm going to have her email it to you, so you know why I said some of the things I said tonight. No, the one we heard tonight. Yeah. No, the one we heard tonight with the essential triplex, you know, with the impermanent thing. Okay. Okay, I had asked, can we rule that no one can occupy that unit until the matter of proper permitting is settled? No, that is outside of the board's authority. The board's sole authority is to determine whether the village proved that a violation occurred by substantial competent evidence and to assess a corresponding penalty if the village met their burden. Can we also require the building inspector to be allowed on site to confirm what work has been done and also that there was no one no one occupying the building? The board has no authority to direct a building inspector or staff to take any action. Furthermore, village staff can only enter, we do this part, can only enter private property with consent from the owner or under the authority of a court-issued warrant. And then I had a third question. If we were allowed to have it not be occupied, what was the times? No, you can't do that. So that's why I answered the way I did a couple times tonight. Thankfully, Shantae was great about getting these things answered because that's touchy. You sort of think, well, there's no CO, you can do this, no. A couple of things, my friend. Now that we found out from Valerie, remember we had that little procedure meeting that anything somebody brings has to stay. Should that maybe be added to the notice to appear? Any documentation you bring will have to remain in the file. Because if people bring like their only permit, they're not going to want to turn that over. Just make a sentence. It says any documentation you bring must remain with the file. We can't give it back because like that guy brought his permit one time. Well, I'm quite sure he didn't want to leave it with us. But according to Valerie, anything presented has to be left with the file. Please make sure the bamboo case is in August. And then
I already
Valerie.
have a file of cases for the next month.
And that, now we know that we can't ask you to do anything. I can only hope with that case we heard tonight on 121st that future landlord inspections will turn things up because she said she lived there 5 years.
Right.
And you
We're
said,
trying to get back at, remember, we do a landlord tenant permit.
I know.
inspections. So we.
and the thing is, if she's lived there 5 years and nobody noticed.
Well, I think we were getting the money and just giving the thing. I don't know if we were really inspecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew that was,
No, we got that.
oh. Well, I did not assume that he was getting the money.
No.
That was irrelevant to me. The fact was,
Agreed.
it was,
His property. Oh, and another thing, Ibrahim, would it be possible to have updated pictures without me saying anything? That tarp issue tonight,
No,
we needed pictures that were 2
believe me,
years
you
old.
know,
Trust me on that.
I try
We did.
very hard. Oh, you mean like,
The tarp issue,
yeah, but.
the pictures were 2 years old.
Oh, okay.
Let me just leave it at that. Things were not exactly,
I think in
on.
that case was just being to brought forward just, I didn't even assume that the tarp was still on it. I assumed it was there, but I was going to say the same thing without a tarp still there.
not now, but it's been a very recently gone,
Oh,
very recent.
yeah, but even we got a current picture, it's like irrelevant now. I mean,
No,
because
I
it
do-
wasn't
what
recent.
What I do, what's called compliance inspections. I go through all the list of the cases, to see which are continued, which are, are violations, stuff like that.
Right.
So back and take pictures.
Oh, and from, as you can see, don't put a regular sign up sheet, just have them sign the agenda.
Right.
You don't have to go
Right.
through 2 pieces of paper. Fourth thing, I'm sorry.
No big deal.
Trying to go back and forth is a pain. And thank you, everybody, for indulging me in all my comments up second.
Okay.
Thank you all very much. I really appreciate it.
I record the whole thing. 8:30. 8:30.
We did a lot in 2 hours. Yes. Yeah, because first I was looking at that agenda, I said, geez, is we're gonna be out here till 9:30, and that's an hour, that's 30 minutes past my bedtime. I think we did very well. Yes. Yeah, it is hard because you don't want to insult somebody, or you want to feel like they're heard. At the same times, when they start going off on something else,
No, no, no. Unfortunately.